Carl Luke. You know, not very few people mispronounce my name, but it actually does happen. Can you imagine? Luke, it's not that difficult. Pool spelled backwards. So one guy actually called me Loop. How do you come up with that? A very creative guy. So I have a similar story to Yvette. Thank you, Yvette. And the bottom line is my mission now is to bridge the gap between professional success and personal fulfillment. Just like that, very simple. I want more people to win, but win at what they think is winning, because in life we started off, you know, with a name some people can't pronounce, and we get involved and entangled in all these things about life, all this, you know, one-dimensional, you know, building things and collecting things. And that's how, you know, I went through life. You know, I could crush, kill, destroy for $1. I could crush it. So, you know, big house, big car, fancy thing. 1 minute left.
For the intro.
Of the intro. So, witty, gritty, or fun. I want to give you, so I'm from Virginia originally. I had 2 goals when I moved here. One was to have just one happy thought a day. And the other was to stop blowing my horn in traffic all the time. Because I was definitely one of those overstressed, crushed in soul, spiritually bankrupt kind of people. Really? So I've been there. And then I got to Texas with those 2 goals. And within 1 year, hurricane hit my house, my waterfront house down on Tiki Island. Custody divorce and custody battles. So I went from crushed to ground into the ground. I remember leaning against my car, calling my dad, whom I called every day. He's still alive, 90 years old. I called him every day. And I said, I don't know if I can make it another day. And one day I called him and said, I think I'm done. Actually, I didn't even use the word I think. I just said, I'm done. So that began my new journey. Fish were swimming around in my pool from the hurricane, custody battles, me talking to my lawyer, talking to him talking to those 2 lawyers, talking to Maxwell, and so forth. But I want to say, there is a comeback here. There's always a comeback unless you quit. And the comeback is, you know, I did some extraordinary things during that period. I got to know a little better who I am. I helped raise my 2 sons. And even through the divorce and after the divorce, I helped my ex-wife, who was a doctor, but she couldn't find work. I helped her start a drug addiction clinic. And she went from living in a 1-room house with my 2 boys, shared custody, to now she has 3 houses. She bought one of my sons a Mercedes vehicle, and so forth. So helping her, you know, create a whole new expanded world for me and for my children. My son called me today and said he just got a 15% raise at work. There's some victories you got to start collecting. You know, you have to start looking at life as, I guess, in three ways. Life happened to you, through you, or for you. Right? So the to you was happening to me. You know, it was like just heaped on me. I was following that one-dimensional, one size of success fits all. Now everybody in here is feeling a calling, I imagine. Feeling a calling to something bigger and bolder for your life. And guess what? Only in being bold do you really live. I want to give you 3 tips to get to know yourself. Because guess what? More and more decisions now are on us. There's 52 types of spaghetti sauce. And if you go to a doctor and what they say to you, it may or may not be actually what you need. We have to be just about everything and make just about every decision in our life. We have to be our own advocate in every way. 3 things I want to tell you. Write a lot. Here's how I do it. STC. Start with scratch. Scratch, just throw down ideas. Don't try to make them perfect. That's what gets us in a box. It gets us in a corner. Scratch, STC. T is today. Tell yourself what you're doing every day, the top 3 things. C is content. Now, content is the more refined stuff. Second thing, and All great leaders have an and. Right? Indira Gandhi. Protest. Peaceful protest. Where did that come from? And the last thing is, remember the version of you that had accomplished something you had thought was impossible. I want to show you something. It's only impossible until you do it. Thank you.